Hello and welcome. How's everyone doing today? Am I a little loud for you today? Well, first of all, I want to thank you for being here. I know there could have been so many different things you could have been doing today, and you decided to be here with me today. It's going to be a solo show today, and we're going to do with velocity. We're gonna go through this training really quickly, and not just that, but it's going to be really impactful. There's going to be some information, and it is going to be interactive, which means that there's a chat group, right? You guys all see the chat. Make sure you guys say hello on that chat group. Make sure you put in where you're from in that chat group. Make sure you comment, answer questions. So this way, I know I'm speaking to someone, right? Let's see here. Hi, Nagis, how are you? Well, hello, everyone. I know there's people from all over the world here today. Let's see, we have people from, let's see here, where? From Canada to LA to, well, the US to Malaysia to Singapore. Well, of course, the country of Texas. Well, thank you all for being here today. For those of you who are here for the first time who do not know who I am, my name is Vas, and I'm an entrepreneur, which is a fancy word for someone that doesn't want to work for anyone else. Okay, I learned a long time ago that it was really it was my passion to work for myself and have control of my own time. Obviously, a lot of people want that, and the thing is, we get stopped by many different things, and I've chosen to go through the ups struggles of being an entrepreneur, ups and downs in the industry, many different industries, and about 7 years ago, I discovered a company called Jeunesse, and it made a profound difference for me because what I'm able to do, not just for myself, but sharing with other people around the world and really be impactful in the lives of other people. And that's why I'm here. And today, what we're going to talk about is really about your story. So, what is your story? So, there's a couple of things may show up for you when I say what's your story, right? For many, it just might say, okay, well, what is this all about, right? What is my story? Well, first of all, story is who you are and who you have been and how you got to be that person the way you are. And a lot of it has to do with what? Our environment, our upbringing, our parents, our siblings, coworkers, all these things make us who we are. And we create a story around all of that. And who we become we are is because of the experience that we've had in our past. Now, how does that apply to the business that you're building today? Well, it has a lot to do with how we build our business. If you look at doing anything in life, like for example, I'll give you an example. If I stop talking right now, you're probably wondering what is he doing, right? Of course, because our mind never stops working. It's that machinery, right? We call it machinery. It keeps going, keep going, keep going. How many of you guys have ever experienced driving somewhere and once you got there, you don't even know how you got there. You don't know what streets you took. It's automatic, right? It's kind of like that. Our mind works automatically, and we create these stories in life over time. And I'm going to share how that has impacted this business and how it has, without even knowing how it has impacted. Okay, so if we look at our story versus what really happened, okay, when someone has shared with you, let's go back. When someone has shared Jeunesse with you, correct? And when they shared that, what are the things that went through your head? Is this real? Can I do this? Is this for me? Those are kind of natural things that go in your head, right? And who obviously there's more details to than that. For example, who this company is and what the products are about. Those are little smaller questions you may have in your head. Now, when someone shares this, we have all these stories in our head, and when we say, okay, well, I want to join this company. So what happens when we say to someone, yes, I want to join this company? Why do we say that? And what just happened? When we say, when you joined the company, meaning join the family or the team, all that happened was join the family. So why do we say yes to that? A lot of people wonder afterwards, right? Why did I just say yes to my friend Voss to join? Well, a lot of the time it's to look good. Look good. I don't want to say no, right? And I know that if Voss can do this, I could do this even better. Those are some of the things that go through our head, right? And there's so many other things, but there's a reason why we said yes. And when you really look at why we said yes, what I want you to look at is, was it related to the products or the money that was talked about? Most of the time, people, they want to know what's in it for them, right? People don't care about Jeunesse or anything about the products. Well, there is, but more people are concerned about what's in it for me. Like I can tell you a lot of things about Jeunesse, about the company, about the technology, about the product, about the timing of Jeunesse around the world, but that may mean nothing to you till you see yourself, hey, this is something for me to fulfill on what's important to me. So again, why did you say yes? Now, what was your impact and what did you make that mean? For example, when you said, yes, I want to join, how many of you guys said, oh my gosh, did I really, I really didn't want to do this. Why did I do this? So then you start looking at, why did I say yes? Okay, I really didn't want to. So again, it goes back to looking good or didn't want to say no, and or many other reasons that you may have. Now, another thing that might arise might be, oh, what would my spouse say now that I joined this online business, which I know nothing about? Those are things that show up for us, right? And I can't believe I said yes. How many of you guys have been there? I know there's many times I've said that before. So again, it's really about how things land for us, right? And then you decide, well, you know what? I know I joined, and now I know Voss gonna keep calling me. I just pretend like I didn't hear. I'm just gonna ignore. Maybe he'll stop calling me. How many of you guys been there? I've been there. There's people who join my team, and after the first time, you can't get a hold of them. They never call back or they never respond. That's because they joined under false pretenses. They didn't know why they joined. So it's really important once you join to really understand, am I coachable? And what's my commitment? What do I mean by when I say, am I coachable? Well, what I mean is when I say I'm coachable is, oops, what did I just do? I just clicked and my sharing went away. Oops, stop sharing. Okay, technical difficulties, you guys. I am gonna get this, right? Okay, that's not working. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna get this up and running. All right. I can have technical difficulties, right? All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. So, am I coachable? And what is my commitment? Now, will I follow the steps? Obviously, when you start, there's a game plan put together, right? You do this, this, this. At that point, you realize, oh, am I going to follow these steps? Or am I willing to do what's asked of me? What could be asked of you? Well, what could be asked is write down your goals, right? And write out a list of names, people that you know in your life. And am I going to do it my way? How many of you guys have done that? I know I have done that. I'll do it my way. I know how. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm better than they are. That's what I thought. And in this business, what I've learned is that it's really important to follow the steps. That's how you become successful. The reason a lot of people are have a story about network marketing or multi-level marketing is because of the experience that they had or the experience that someone they knew had about the business. So they might hear a story from an uncle or a relative and say, oh my goodness, don't do that network marketing pyramid stuff. It doesn't work. Okay, most of the time it's because that person wasn't coachable or they decided to do it their way and they realized that it didn't work. So then they have a story in their head, oh, that stuff doesn't work. Okay. So it's really important. And more importantly, is how much time will I invest? Okay. This is really important. Now, how many of you guys have a job? If I could ask you to raise your hand, I guarantee you Everybody will say, I have a job or I have something that I'm up to. Maybe not during COVID because everybody's retired, right? Or taking time off. Well, what happens is um, when you go into a job, you're asked to be there from maybe 9 o'clock to 5 p.m., 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's normal, 8 hour days, 9 hour days, 10 hour days, wherever you do. Maybe you work 5 days a week or 6 days a week or even 7 days a week. So when you're asked by a supervisor to come to work, you show up. And if you're late, you're racing down the street or you rush and you do anything possible to get to work on time because well, you don't want to be reprimanded for not being on time, right? Or you pay docked or not getting a promotion. That's what happens. Now, when it comes to your own business, because the investment here is so small, people don't take it serious. Have you thought about that? The investment is very small. They're really actually the investment is next to nothing because with what you purchase, it's a package of products that's for yourself. So there's no investment, it's just for yourself, right? Investment is when I'm talking about opening up a grocery store or a convenience store, a mini market, or any type of business, car wash, a hotel, motel, whatever it is. There's a lot of capital infused into that business, correct? And when you have that much capital, let's say, for example, a McDonald's in the US, you need at least $2 million to invest into buying a McDonald's. And today, if you're not currently an owner of a McDonald's, they will not approve you. I know this because I have a friend of mine who was an executive for McDonald's, and she said, yeah, they only give the new locations to people who already have McDonald's franchises. The reason is it's less effort on the corporation to train you. And you know what? McDonald's has a university. It's called the McDonald's University. That means you have to go to the university. They'll teach you how to flip burgers and how the temperature of the oil the fries go to, everything. There's a system in place. McDonald's is successful today, and the franchise owners are very successful because they follow a system. I mean, would you not follow a system if you had to invest $2 million? Would you do a part-time or would you be all in? Like, I want to get my money back. That's a lot of money. So it really depends on the investment you make, right? The time you invest. So to be successful in this industry, in this business, Jeunesse, not just Jeunesse, but in the industry, what you have to do is to write down what times am I going to invest into this, learning about the company, learning about the products, learning about different information about the company, about the industry itself, and learning about how to build a business. So those are all part of the investment that you make in your own business. Now, most of the time, what happens is that a lot of people, they don't put the time in. They think it's automatic, and it's not automatic. No one just picks up the phone and call you. Hey, Voss, I heard you're doing this business. I want to join. Nobody does that. To this day, actually, they are starting to call me now because of the pandemic. People are at home. They see my social media postings. They see the things, the lifestyles, and they're reaching out to ask me questions. Okay, now it's happening. But for the most part, people are going to call you. It's really about you going out there to learn and invest the time in you building your business. Now, is this a hobby? A lot of people, it's a hobby. They call it a part-time business, and that could be 1 hour a month. I mean, truthfully, sometimes that's what they invest into it. So if it's 1 hour a month that they invest, is the business going to work? I don't know. Has that worked for you? If that's someone that someone like you had invested 1 hour a week or 1 hour a month, it really depends on how much how serious you are in building this business. If it's a hobby, you get hobby income. If it's serious business, if you see this as a serious business, you can make the money that the company says that you can make. It's a numbers game, right? It's really about fulfilling on how many people you speak to and how many of those people are going to join. And then from there, who are going to duplicate. And duplication is simple. So some of you guys are here today for the first time. Some come every week, every Thursday or Friday morning, wherever you are in the world. And some show up once in a while. One of my upline leaders, Winnie Susano, she said, you could do this part-time or you could do this full-time, but you can't do it sometimes. See, we feel like, oh, I think today is a good day. I think I'll make some calls today. Then the business doesn't really work, does it? Well, it does, but not to the level that you want it to be at because you're not having enough conversation. So remember, you have to create, is it hobby? Is this a hobby for you? Is this really an investment of time that you could create enormous income? Okay? What are your goals? Have you asked yourself, what are my goals? So when you could have goals in your mind, okay, and then you could forget about those goals, what those goals are. So here, what we know and what we've learned, I've learned in the past from other leaders who are successful around the world is you must write down your goals. What is it that you want? Okay, let's say you want a car. Okay, how specific? You don't want to, I mean, well, you can write down just a car. What you want to do is you want to write down what kind of car. What color is the car? What does the interior look like? Is it leather? Is it cloth? What type of stereo will it have? What color is the interior of the car? And have you taken a demonstration ride? You go to a local dealership, get in the car of your choice and drive around. It's free, right? They'll love for you to come in. So you have to experience what you want. When you experience it, then and you write it down, then you know exactly what you want. How many of you guys have a dream board or a vision board? A vision board is you you have a piece of cardboard and you write down and or you paste pictures of things that you want in life, things that you to want to achieve. Okay, these are dreams, right? A lot of us, what happens in dreaming is that as we get older, our dreams become nightmares. The reason why is because of life happens. We get stopped because of there isn't enough money coming into our household, or we can't really achieve the things that really wanted it. So I just set up for something different, not exactly what we wanted. Okay? This happens over and over. I've seen so many of my friends, when we're younger, we're talking about all the things that we want to do. We want to travel here. We want to go here. We want to do this. And then it's like, well, I'm good with Las Vegas. If you're in the U.S., Las Vegas has, we go to the Venetian, we go to Paris. So people settle instead of really fulfilling on their dreams. So here you do have an opportunity to really fulfill on what matters to you, what's important to you, and nothing stops you from that. The only person that could stop you from that is who? Yourself, right? Remember the machinery inside working? We could actually sabotage our own dreams and aspirations. So again, write down your goals, have pictures of the things you want, create a vision board, get your team together, create that vision board, add things to it, maybe you have certain quotes that you want to put on that vision board. So it's really important that you create that. And then I'm sure that your sponsor asked you to write a list of names, okay? 100 names. Now, most people say, wow, I don't know 100 people. I guarantee you, you pick up this thing, it's called a smartphone. It's very smart. It has a lot of contacts in it, right? So you could just write down the first person that comes up, because what most of us do is we take this phone and then we write down the first person comes, oh, maybe this is not for them. Um, they're this kind of person. So we start prejudging. What happens when we prejudge is that they may be the person that wants us more than anyone, but we have already decided for them. We haven't even put their name on our list. Okay. So don't prejudge. It's not who you know, but it's who they lead you to in the business. Okay. There's so many stories in Jeunesse about that, about how someone became a double diamond or a diamond in the business just by sharing with people that they didn't even know. So again, make sure you write down everyone's name, okay, on that list, because that's going to make the difference on how fast you want to build your business. And then what I did was I wrote down the 100 names and actually wrote down more. And then I actually took the top 20 people on my list, meaning who are the people who are going to say yes to me right away? Because it's me asking them to join my business, right? Who are going to say yes? You want to talk to them first, okay? Then you want to talk to entrepreneurs, people who are business owners, people who are driven, people who are out there, who are talkative, who's all over they love the social media, they like the lifestyles, they're out there doing different things. Those are the people you want to reach out to, because they're the ones that are going to say yes. And the people, if you look at a scale from 1 to 20, okay, 1 to 10, let's say 1 to 10, and let's say I'm a 5 on the scale, okay? And then I actually start speaking to people that are ones and twos. Now, I'm not saying you're a one or two, but I'm saying when I start speaking to people who are one or two, what happens is they're going to say, oh, Vas is really good at this. I can't do this. This is not for me. And when I start speaking to people that are above on that list, for example, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10s, they're going to say, if he can do this, I could do this even better. I'm more successful. I'm driven. I'm an entrepreneur. So make sure that you speak to those people that you look up to, who are successful, who are driven. I made the mistake of speaking to people who need money. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what happens is they're looking for a job. This is not a job. This is a business. Okay, and don't discount them. But have those people on the list. But talk to everyone. Also use a 3-foot rule. Wherever you are, if someone comes within 3 feet of you, what you want to do is introduce yourself and talk to them. Find some topic to talk about. It's really being a professional friend that's going to have you become successful in this business, okay? Now, what are my intentions? What is my intention? I don't know. What's your intention? What's my story? When I say what's my story, what I'm talking about is, what is it about Jeunesse that you saw for yourself that you joined? What was it? Was it something that was said about the product? Was it something about the money? Was it something about the money that could fulfill on something that you had, that you wanted in life, a dream, an aspiration, something perhaps like that? That's your story. Get clear on your story. Why is it that you joined? Because by sharing a story, as they say, facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. So meaning a story is it's realistic, it's relatable to people, right? It's our own experience, not just, this is Jeunesse. We're in 150 countries around the world. We're actually one of the fastest growing companies in the industry. We reached $1 billion in less than 6 years. People don't care. Why is that? Because they want to know what's in it for them. Remember, I mentioned that before, right? So really be clear and write down your story, and then share that story with your upline sponsor or leader and your team to say, okay, this is my story. This is why I started. And a lot of people started because of the product. And then eventually they see the viability of the product, how they can actually share and make money. Okay? So be clear on the story. And then it's about 1 to 2 minute story, because you're not here to bore them about your life story, right? It's just what you saw when someone shared Jeunesse with you. What action did you take? I joined the business. As a result, where are you, or where do you see yourself going? See, this is really about the journey of Jeunesse, okay, where it can take you. Okay. Who are those humans on my list? Okay. So for example, I mentioned 100 name lists, right? You wrote down 100 names. And by the way, I want to go back to that 100 name list. Now, when your sponsor asks you to write down 100 people on a list, most of us, I heard many people say, I don't know 100 people. If you were going to throw a party, birthday party or a wedding, who would you invite? Like everyone, right? Mostly everyone. And there are certain people that you wouldn't invite, obviously. And so again, make that list. Now, also, I want to talk about a little bit more about the list. Now, if you think you ran out of people, look at your dentist. That's a person, right? A human being. The mailman, male person, male lady or a mailman that brings the mail to you. The person at the grocery store that you see all the time. Your dry cleaner. These are people that you know that you don't even think about. Those are people that have dreams, right? Who doesn't have a dream? Everybody does. At least one time in their life, they had a dream. Okay. So on that list, when you look at the name, you want to ask yourself, who are these people for me? Okay, this is my mom, this is my dad, or this is my sibling, this is my coworker, this is my friend. Who are they to you? That's really important. You get to understand who they are, because when you do that, you get into their life. Okay. Do I know what's important to them? How many of you guys know the lives of the people that you sponsored into your business? Or was it just transactional? It's really important that you get to know what's important to them, because if you share this business, instead of sharing about Jeunesse or a product or a package, if you really find out what's important to them, you're that solution provider. You get to say, this is what may be able to have you achieve your dreams in life. Okay. And what are they dealing with? And what solutions will I provide? See, this is going back to what's important to them. When you know what's important to them, maybe there's a struggle at work for them. Maybe they don't like their coworker or they've been laid off because of the pandemic. Those are important things that it's really important that you know about that individual. Okay. Because when you do, you'll be able to talk on a topic. Now, there's people in the industry that talk about ask about, okay, the form: family, occupation, recreation, and money. Right? It's called form. Now, what I do is I sharpshoot, meaning that I'm not going to say, well, how is your family? How's your occupation? How's your vacation? How's your money? I'm not going to ask that. It sounds weird, doesn't it? But if I have a conversation with someone, I pick up the phone and make it intentional. When I say I call a friend of mine, hey Angie, this is Voss. I know we haven't talked for a long time, but this call is very important because I have something to share with you. And before I share that information, I want to know what's going on. Just have a normal conversation. Okay? It's not about getting someone, or it's not about signing someone. It's really about having an intentional conversation to see what's taking place in their life. And remember, you made it intentional. The reason I say that is make it intentional is when it's time to share Jeunesse, they're not going to say, whoa, I thought you just called to say hello, how are you, and how am I doing? No, but remember in the beginning, I said, hey, listen, this is a very intentional call, Angie. I'm sharing, I have something very important to share with you, and I will do that after we catch up. Okay? When you catch up, you want to know what they're dealing with. Again, we talked about it could be their job, it could be the family, it could be money, whatever it is. And the solution is what we're providing for them. How do we provide that? Well, the solution is not in a bottle of serum or a box of reserve, is it? No, it's in the compensation plan, how we share an amazing product that has made a difference for people around the world. And when that takes place, you share with them how they can fulfill on the finances in their life by sharing. Okay. So it's really important because if you're out there selling a serum or a box of reserve or any of the product, people may not grab the idea and say, I'm not into skincare. My health is good, but you're not addressing what's important to them. See, when you address something that's really important to them, that's when they recognize, hey, this might be for me. Okay. Do I ask or do I tell? I don't know. What have you done in the past? Have you asked or have you told? Well, if you ask questions, I think it's really people don't want to be told what to do. I can tell you, I'm number one. Don't tell me what to do. That's how I am. That's how I was before, and that's changed for me. It's shifted for me. So when you ask someone, hey, listen, have you really thought about what's going on at work? Are you making the kind of money you want to make at work? If that's the topic that they brought up, and then you inquire into that, and then you dig and dig and dig. Okay, digging means you find out more about that. If they say something like, for example, this could be for any topic. If they say something like, well, yeah, my job, I'm not sure, there's uncertainty. Yeah, tell me more about what that's like for you. What's the impact? Well, impacted because I'm not sure if I'm going to have a job or not. How am I going to pay my mortgage or send my kids to school or provide for my family? I get that's tough when you're uncertain about your job, right? That's what I'd say. And what if the job was secure for you, that you didn't have to worry that you're going to lose your job or you're not going to be able to make money? What would that like be for you? Well, they're going to actually share with you. Well, that would be great, right? Of course, it would be good that you don't have to worry about losing your job. And then what you want to do is add another layer to it. Okay, when they say, yeah, that's good for me. Okay, so who do you become when your job is when you have a secure job? Again, it depends on the topic. Who do you become, or who are you? You're a provider for the family, right? You're secure. The family can count on you. And when that's said, what I say is this: listen, I don't know if you're open or not to this, but I want to share something with you. Remember, earlier when I called, I said it's a very intentional call. I have something to share with you. Well, the reason I want to share is you just mentioned about your job and not being secure, right? And if you had money coming in, you would be elated, you'd be happy, you could provide for your family. provide for the kids and everything, the travels, whatever it is that you want. I believe I have a solution. And my friend might say, well, what is it? Well, first of all, I'm new, I'm in training. What I want to do is I want to connect you with one of my good friends who is actually my coach, and they'll be able to share with you what this is all about. Are you still interested in in creating a secure income for yourself? If they say no, okay, well, thank you very much. You want to take it away because you don't want to, you're not begging them to join your team, right? You're just having a conversation with them to see if they're interested or not. Then you want to go to the next person, because what happens most of the time when somebody says no, then we get knocked out. Oh, I can't believe they said no. They could be making $26,250 a week. Now that number might not be believable for them, because they're still struggling to figure out how they're going to provide for their family, right? So again, you want to let them be. And then another thing you want to do is ask them, so what is it about what I want to share with you that has stopped you, or that you said no to? See, because when you ask questions, they'll tell you why. Okay. So it's really important when they say no to you, just to find out what's important to them. Okay. Find out what they're saying no to, because when you ask that question, what they're saying no to, most of the time they'll tell you. Either they'll say, hey, is it one of those things? My cousin did one of those online things and they had to call all their family members. Oh, what do you know about that? You want to ask them what they know rather than you defending. Because when you defend, they put up a wall. They don't want to hear anymore. They're like, oh, I'm done. I don't want to hear anymore. Lost interest, done. Checked out. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to pique their interest. And when you do a three-way call, the ABC call or ABC Zoom, it's really powerful. The reason is you want to ask them to join a Zoom. Okay. Hey, listen, I want to, Angie, I want to share with you what I just talked about. And the person that's an expert, his name is Samson. He's an entrepreneur. He's a global entrepreneur. He's very successful. He teaches other people how to fulfill on their dreams and aspirations. Not about Jeunesse, not about Serum, not about Reserve, about what's important to them. And then I put them on a three-way call, three-way Zoom. And when you do that, it's very powerful. The reason for that is Angie already knows me. Let's say we've been colleagues for many years. She already knows, oh, Vas, he's up something again. He's doing some other business. That's not for me. But Angie doesn't know Samson. So I have already edified Samson. I said who he was. He's a leader. He helps people around the world. So Angie has a different listening of Samson rather than of me. So I connect him on a three-way Zoom. Then I stop talking and I throw the key away, and Samson takes over. He'll know what to ask the person. He'll know what to ask Angie, and he'll carry a dialogue. And then your job is to be there and nod when Samson agrees on certain things, and then you take notes. That's it. That's how duplicatable it is. That's how simple it is. So you want to ask them to join. Not, hey, listen, you gotta be on this thing, or I want you to do this. No, people don't want to be told what to do. Okay, you gotta ask them what's important to them. Okay. Now, is it about how much money I can make, or how much will I help them make? So the key to this is when you're having a conversation with people about Jeunesse, most of the time what happens is we're thinking about how much money are we going to make off of them. Let's say, for example, I'm speaking to Angie. I'm asking Angie, hey, listen, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I hope she's going to buy the biggest package. I can make $500 off of it. So at that point, what I'm doing is I'm looking at what's in it for me, not what's important to Angie, right? So then I'm pushing the conversation. How it's going to land for her is, oh no, he's trying to sell me something. He's trying to make money off of me. People don't like for you to make money off of them, okay? So what you're doing is, it's really about what's important to Angie. Hey, Angie, I thought you said you were looking for something different, a career path. Were you kidding about that, or were you serious about it? Well, I was serious. Of course, he's going to say that. You ask the right questions, right? So it's really about what's in it for them, not what's in it for me. It's not about Jeunesse. It's not about the products. It's about not the compensation, but it's about what's in it for them. Angie, for example, okay? Now, be inquisitive, caring, and relatable. This is very important. You have to be real when you're having a conversation with people, okay? This is not a one-way conversation where you're having a person. You want to really find out what's important to them. Ask about what's going on. People don't care how much you know. They only care to know how much you care about them. Okay? Otherwise, they'll check out, they'll be done. I'm done. I don't want to hear about this because my uncle or aunt or somebody else shared something with me. They were trying to push products on me, push to me to sell things. I'm not a salesperson. It's really not sales. If you really look at it, it's really about sharing a lifestyle, a different that they could make for themselves. Okay. Ask for the business. How do you ask? Once Samson, let's say for example, talks to your prospect, to Angie, what you must do is ask for the business. A lot of times, this is when people get weird about it. Weird about it, right? How do I ask for the business? Oh my gosh, I have to ask for a credit card. I have to ask for this. I have to ask for that. Hey, when you go to the gas station, don't you have to pay them money? They they ask you for the money, right? When you go to the doctor or the dentist, they ask you for the money. They ask you for, well, who's your insurance company to bill you, right? If you go get a haircut or makeup done, whatever it is at a salon, they're going to ask for the money. Don't be shy about asking for the money. Okay. This is how you do business. Okay. How do I ask them to join the team? Is this something that you see for yourself to fulfill on what's important to you, Angie? Remember, going back to what they said was important to them. Is this something that you could see yourself doing to help you fulfill on your dreams and aspirations or your goals or find that career path? If they say yes, great. Let's get started. Let me go to my website. This is my website, Vas or whatever your website is, abc.janetsglobal.com. And then you say, okay, now you're going to join the family. You go to um, that option on the top corner. It says, okay, join family. And you're going to be joining our team, our family. Now, remember, this is exciting stuff, right? We're going to be working together. It's going to be so much fun. And then they ask you for what country you're in, what region, and what language. You go through that. And then they're going to ask you for name. Angie, this how do you want your name to be spelled on your checks? It's really important how you word things, right? Because when I say that, oh, checks, I'm going to get a check. Of course, the company is going to pay you when you share the business with people, right? What's my email? The company is going to send information about new news coming up, upcoming news, promotions. What's the email address that you want them to send that information to? Perfect. Put that in. And he said, what's a phone number? They also can text you with different details. What's a phone number that I could enter? So you enter that, and then you go to the next page. They say, okay, where do you want your packages to be delivered to? Your house or mailing address? Okay, you put that in. And they said, and what's your social security number if you're in the US? If you're in other countries, they ask different numbers. And then you start typing, okay? There might be objections. Social security number, yes, this is a business. And because of that, because the company pays you, you pay taxes on what your income that you earn. So that's why they need it. Very secure website. It'll be, everything's private, okay? So you can enter that in, okay? So you want to continue going. And when it gets to the packages now, it's really important. Which package should I join with? Okay? This is something that we get all weirded about. What I do is I share the largest package available in that region, Ambassador Platinum package. It's a little over $2,000. Why do I do that? Not because I can make $500. Remember, it's not about me. The reason is I want the person that's joining, Angie, for example, I want her to experience all the products, most of the products actually. Not only that, I want to set her up for success. Now, Angie, you did say you want to do business, right? Perfect. Okay, this is the package I recommend. The reason for that is this. For less than $2,500, you have an online business. You have a merchant account. You have a website. All the content is uploaded on a daily basis. Promotions. There's a back office so you could check to see how much money you earn, how many people are on your team, how many people join from other countries around the world. You also have a distribution channel into 150 countries and territories around the world. You have shipping and handling all taken care of. The warehouse space is all taken care of. You don't have to pay anything extra. And for this, it's only $2,500. And you get products to use for yourself. See how simple that is? What happens most of the time is, oh, you know what? I'm already thinking for my friend, oh, Angie can't afford that much money. I'm just going to show her a small package. She'll sign up. No problem. My experiences have been with the small packages, a lot of the people, I'm not saying everyone, a lot of the people who start with the small package, they don't end up building a business because it's not enough skin in the game to keep them in the business. because the first time they hear a no, second time they hear a no from someone, I don't want to do this. 300 bucks with no big deal. I use the products, right? There's no skin in the game. So when you have $2,500, then what you're doing is you're having someone that joined as a business owner. Now, most businesses, I've had many of them, and I have other businesses. They have cost a lot more than $2,500, you guys. What you get for joining this business, okay, it is unbelievable what's there. The videos, everything is done for you. Social media, everything's taken care for it. You just have to have have conversations with people about what you're up to, okay, about what's important to them. So I always would share the big package, and they may not be able to. They may not be able to afford it. Let's say, for example, that your car breaks down and it's $2,000 to fix. Would you think about it? Oh, you know what? Let me think about that. Mix to mechanic. I'll get back to you next week or next month. Would you do that? No, right? Because you need your vehicle to get to work or wherever you're up to, right? We're so used to it. No, we don't do that right away. See, people don't think that this business, if they see the value in it, then they'll join like this. It's something that's good. It's a vehicle for them to fulfill on what's important to them in life. That's all Jeunesse is. It's a vehicle for the time being. And I'm telling you, it's a global company. So what you have to do is really edify the company as well as what the business is about. So $2,500 is not a lot of money. You guys have spent more money on a weekend than $2,500. I just I'm blowing it on food, to parties, liquors, traveling, vacationing. You've done that like this without even thinking twice about it, right? Have you noticed that when you go on vacation, you plan the vacation? First of all, I want to go to, let's say, the Maldives. Okay, what days am I going to go? I'm going to go in the month of November. Okay, month of November, 1st through the 7th, only 1 week, because that's all my boss will give me off, right? That's what more people think. Oh, I take 2 weeks. Wow, 2 weeks. So then I say, okay, what hotel am I going to stay at? Research hotels. I'm going to stay at the Blue Water Lagoon in the Maldives. Okay, then you say, okay, this is how much it is. There's foods included. If not, I got to figure out how much money am I going to take for food and all the expenses, gifts, and so forth. So have you noticed that we put more time into planning a vacation than we do to our entire life? We just go life day by day by day without having a game plan, right? What does that look like when you go to work? Well, I know I have to be at work at 9 o'clock, so I better get ready, go to work, come home at 5, do the same thing over and over and over and again. And then 10 years later, 20 years later, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm still working at the same job and I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. But we've been conditioned, so we stick there till we retire or we get fired till we find another job. What I'm saying is plan for the future with this business because it can take you a long ways, okay? That's simply by joining with a package, large package. It's important. And if they really can't, don't say, no, you can't join because you can't buy, you're not going to buy a $2,000 package. Ask them. So what's holding you back from joining the business with the ambassador platinum package? And you wait for them to talk. You just stop talking. They'll tell you. And then a lot of the times it's a block that they have in themselves. You could ask a question like, Angie, how many times in the past have you been stopped because of money? A decision that you had made because of money. Most of the time, most people say, well, if I really look, I've been stopped everywhere in life. Can you see that this can be a breakthrough for you by making a decision that you want to do something for yourself? These are breakthroughs in life. See, you won't have breakthroughs if you don't have a breakdown. The breakdown is not being able to fulfill on what's important to you. The breakthrough comes from doing something different than what you're used to doing. Okay, it's really important. What do they want to achieve in the business and in their life? So really important to find out from them, what do they want to get out of the business for themselves? Okay, not for you, not to elevate you to the next level of the company, but it's for them. It's important to them. If you really fulfill on that, then they'll see how the business can work for them. Okay, spend the time spend the time to get their business started and get their money back. It's really important, you guys. Now, I'm guilty. I haven't always done this. The structure that I'm putting into place is when someone joins with the ambassador platinum package, about $2,500, then I say, okay, Angie, do you want to make your money back? Of course she's going to say yes. How fast do you want to make it back? I want to make it back fast. I want to make it back slow, whatever it takes, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to write down what's important to you. What are your goals in life? What are the dreams that you had that they turn into nightmares, or that you put aside, that you settled on? You get to write all that down. And what you're doing is you're actually having them look at what's important to them once again in life. Okay. Because life's been beating up people, especially these last year and a half, right? When they do that, then you say, okay, what I want you to do now is to write down a list of 100 people in your life who are important to you, who actually want similar things in life. They want to fulfill on what's important to them in their life. Okay. People, loved ones, siblings, to parents, to coworkers, anyone. Okay. You write down that list. And now, Angie, I want you to take a look at to see who are the top 20 people on your list. People who are driven, successful, positive, not the nagging people, okay? We may not get to them, those people, but we are going to list them, okay? Because you never know who they lead you to, remember? And then you say, okay, when they do the same thing you did, duplication, when they start the business with an ambassador platinum package like you did, you get a $500 customer acquisition bonus. Nice, right? The company rewards you when they do that. Because what's going to happen is, I guarantee you, most of the time, people will ask, how did you start, Voss? Well, I start with the largest package. I want to do the same thing. It's monkey see, monkey do. Set them for success, not failure. Okay. And if you didn't buy the small package, the largest package, that's okay. I bought the small package, but I realized I should have bought the larger package because it's actually a deeper discount below wholesale. So more product for less money. Makes perfect sense, right? And so then by having 5 people join just the same way you did, that's $2,500. 500 times 5 is $2,500. You have your money back. And then the products are free. You get what I mean? Because you've actually gotten your money back. So this is why it's important. Because if you have 5 people join with ambassador package, ambassador platinum package, you make $500, right? Each person, that's $2,500. If you have 5 people join with the basic package, that's $25. 25 times 5 is $125. 2,500 versus $125. You get see where I'm going with this? Because it's going to be the monkey see, monkey do business. And having said that, never discourage anyone from not joining because they don't want the package is too big. Okay. You just want to ask them what's important. Okay. And get their business started. Okay. The most important thing here is building a relationship, you guys. When someone starts, find out what's important to them. Okay. Put the structure in place. Get their goals. Find out what their goals are. Find out what's important to them. And then you want to start building. Okay. Building relationship, meaning get to know about their family, get to know about their kids, their parents. What are they about? You know, what do they like to do? Where do they like to go? Because it's really about building relationships. That's what this industry is about. That's what Jeunesse is about. That's what this industry of network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it, it's relationship business. Okay. It's unlike anything else because anything else is weird. Meaning at work, we're not trying to get get to know everything about your coworker. We just want to get to work, do our job, and go home. Sometimes you do connect with people at work, but most of the time it's not. Here it's completely different. It's really about building relationships. It's about being a professional friend. See, whenever you do something and you get paid, you are a professional, considered a professional. So be a professional friend because by sharing, you get paid. Okay. Work with their goals and the people who are in their life. This is truly important. Remember, getting to know who they are and what's important to them, their goals, and their list of 100 names. That's the important part, okay? Connect with them, connect them with your team. This happens very often. Oh, these are my friends. I got to keep them. I can't let everybody else know my friends. These are my friends. I can't let them talk to anyone. Oh my gosh. I can't let, Angie's going to say, well, no, these are my friends. I can't let Voss talk to my friends. That's weird. No, this is how we build a business. When you connect them with other people on your team, they will sell your new team member about the business rather than you having to tell them and tell them what this is all about. Your friend's going to say, hey, listen, yeah, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen next to sliced bread. I've achieved this rank. I've achieved this much money. I've been able to fulfill on what's important to me in my life. They'll do that for you. And it's a culture. It's really about a tribe, of people working together, get together for meals together. You know, now things are opening up here in the US at least. Get together for a coffee, get together for a meal, celebrate, you know, celebrate achievements. So it's really important, okay? And it's really about what is the story we have been telling ourselves, okay? What we have been telling ourselves is that I can't do this. This is not for me. I don't know how to do this. And when you shift that, this is exactly what I've been looking for. I've been looking for a way to get ahead. I've been looking for a way to fulfill all my dreams and aspirations and provide for my family. This is what it's all about. Because for the most part, we have disempowering context or conversations with ourselves about why we can't do this. Or because 5 people said no to me. Make it a goal to have 100 people on that list say no to you. I guarantee you, 1 or 2 people are going to say yes, and they know people that are going to say yes. That's how the business is grown. This is not for everyone. The people you think will do this, they won't do this. The people you think won't do this will do the business. I'll give you an example. The person that sponsored me into the business, his name is Patrick, very successful entrepreneur. He was in the business 2.5 years before he told me about it. I said, Patrick, why didn't you tell me about this? I didn't think you want to do this. I said, what? Are you kidding me? This is what I've been looking for. So you never know, right? So really have conversations and don't let what's inside your head stop you from moving forward, okay? Others people around may say no. We call them dream stealers in the industry. They'll rob you of your dreams and aspirations. They don't pay your phone bill. They don't pay your car payment. Well, maybe they do, but find out what's important to you. And if it's a spouse, it could be a spouse that might be saying no, yes or no. Connect them to your sponsor. Have them explain to the spouse what this business is about, what it's able to do. Because a spouse has been listening to the other spouse forever since they were married or together. They might have a different listening. So it's really important that you connect with them, okay? And I wish you much success in this business. And I want to thank you for being here. And I wish you, there's a lot of promotions going on now. There's, the run for Sapphire, you could earn $6,000 extra. How many of you guys want $6,000 extra? Of course we all do, right? And get back to the person. Write down, if you haven't refreshed on your goals, write down your goals, really important, and write down that name list, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys on the next event that's taking place, which is actually going to be on Sunday, a PowerPoint presentation. So invite people who are on that list to join and watch, and let us be the expert to share with them what this is all about. Thank you. Have a good evening and have a good day wherever you are in the world, and take care. Bye-bye.
If you see something for yourself, get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to subscribe to the official USGS YouTube channel to receive future videos.